This is Glasgow Rangers Nation. I'm Owen James. Welcome to your daily video. Welcome to your daily update. We're going to talk all things Rangers today, whether it's this morning, whether it's this afternoon, or this evening. Welcome along. We're going to talk, obviously, about last night's game. We're going to talk about the future. We're going to talk about Rangers. We're going to talk about everything. And you know what's more important than me talking crap here for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, however long I ramble on for, is what you've got to say, what your opinions are, what you have to say about last night's game. Right, let's start at the start and we'll end at the end. That's the best way to go. But remember this, let me tell you that I love you. Yes, Rangers, we all do. A game last night that, Rangers went across to Malmo. I think a lot of people actually thought that, maybe Malmo would give us more of a game than they actually ended up giving us. I think a lot of people considered this a very tough game for Rangers, but a very good performance in the end from the boys. Now, let's talk about the stats. I'm going to talk a bit generally about the game. So, stats-wise, facts and figures, 7 shots for Malmo, 17 for Rangers. I mean, that's massively high away in the Europa League. I think that's a real testament to the attacking style. I mean, most of those shots probably came first half. Top shots on target. It's a remarkable statistic there. A remarkable statistic. Malmo, not a single shot on target. Rangers had 5 shots on target, obviously scoring 2. Possession stand stats, 60% to them, 40% to us. A bit of a surprise that, that's not a usual Rangers stat, is it? You usually look at the post-match stats in terms of percentages of possession, and usually Rangers dominate possession, but today they didn't. I think that's putting more down to the second half where Malmo had a lot more of the ball than we did. Pass accuracy, theirs was 85. Ours was 79. That's a little bit disappointing there, but ours was below the 80% mark. 13 fouls for them, 13 fouls for us. 2 yellow cards apiece, no red cards. 2 offsides for them, 1 offside for us. I'll let you guess in the comments as to who was offside for Rangers on the night. Yes, the familiar. 5 corners for them, 3 corners for us. So that's the tale of the tape coming out of the game. Now, look, we can all sit here and we can talk through each game. We can talk through, the blow by blow of the game. But let's talk a little bit about, some sort of, the players that stood out, the players that played well, the players that, really impressed for the club last night. You look at the starting lineup that Clement chose, and I think, on paper, realistically, with how things are in terms of, the players that he seems to be picking at this moment in time, the players that he seems to be using at this time, you kind of look at it and you kind of think, well, look, realistically, that's probably the strongest team that he can pick. Now, I know we've got injuries. I know Cortez is out. I know Ridvan's out. I know Hiefte's suspended. But, with all those things taken into account, this is probably the strongest team that we had available out there in today's game. So, look, I mean, Clement, I don't think could have changed that. I don't think that he could have gone with anything different. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather have Sterling at right back and Tav on the bench. But even I am, kind of coming around to the point of realizing that that's realistically never going to happen. And no matter how shit Tav actually is, he's never, ever going to get dropped. So Tavernier, Suter, Proper, Cass and Weirjo. I was a bit surprised to actually see Big Cass at left back. I honestly thought that I'd see Sterling there. I was hoping to see Robbie Fraser there. Of course I was, I love Robbie Fraser, little Robbie. I think he's a quality player, a good left back. And I would have loved to have seen him there. And maybe bit of a message to Robbie there that that he isn't perhaps as trusted as he would hope going forward. The 2 there, Barron and Diamande, Lawrence in the 10 role. I thought Lawrence was poor. But Bayrami out on the left, Cheney on the right, and Dessers up top. Subs, Kelly, Munn. Yes, Mason Munn. Delighted to see Mason Munn there. Kieran Dowell, Dujon Sterling, Leon Balogun, Leon King, Nicholas Raskin, who obviously got on, Ross McCausland, who scored, Robbie Fraser, Cole McKinnon, Lovelace, and Curtis. I mean, I think that's obviously down to injuries that we've got so many of the kids on the bench there. The Cole McKinnons, Robbie Frasers, Ross McCausland, Zach Lovelaces, and Finley Curtises of this world. I'm delighted to see Zach Lovelace on the bench. That he's obviously back, he's fit, and he's in the manager's thoughts at least. I would have liked to actually seen Zach get on. I thought Dessa's tired as the game went on. I mean, let's look through some of the top players. I mean, look, I've got to say, two of the players that stood out for me on the night. Two of the players that did stand out. I mean, there was a number of players that stood out. I mean, Dio stood out for me tonight. Cass stood out for me tonight. John Suter, I thought, was very good tonight. Last night, sorry. I thought that Bayrami was very good. Ross McCausland was very good. But let's talk a little bit about Bayrami and McCausland first of all. Bayrami playing on the left-hand side. Now, look, we all know that, yes, he can play on the left-hand side, but his favourite position is the 10 role. And realistically, I don't think that Tom Lawrence had the best of games. There was that moment when he was put clean through on goal, and rather than have a go at goal, which is kind of more Lawrence's thing, he kind of squares it for Dessers, doesn't he? I didn't understand that in the slightest. So look, I'd love to see Bayrami get a go on the left-hand side, but I did think that overall Bayrami played very well last night. There was there was obviously the goal that he scored, the Dessers miss that hits the post and comes back out, and Bayrami's there, Johnny on the spot to put the ball in the back of the net. There was moments as well where he went past his man, digged into the box, and realistically, players should have done a lot better with those chances that he created. So, I thought that Bayrami did very, very well. I mean, I love that photo of Big Ross, or Wee Ross, whatever you want to call him. Showing a bit of passion there. Obviously, he's one of our own. Ross McCausland, he's one of our own. I mean, he really is one of our own. He is a Rangers man through and through. And I think, again, he showed that. I thought he played really well, actually, when he came on. He was direct. He was quick. The goal, if you go back and actually watch his goal, it's all about him. It's all about him showing desire to get to the ball and to, actually get in front of that player and win that ball back and score that goal. And his left foot, bottom corner, top finish. Really good play from him. I thought Big Cass was immense at left back. I thought he did very well as well. Strong in defence, decent going forward. Not great going forward. Certainly not in the same league as Hiefte or Ridvan, but certainly did a job out there. So, you've got to kind of admire him for that. So Big Cass, obviously, gets pass marks. I thought John Suter was immense tonight. I thought Proper played well as well, but I thought John Suter was absolutely immense. I mean, for a player who's has come in for criticism, has kind of, taken some abuse from some supporters. I thought John Suter was very, very good tonight indeed. I mean, look, if we're going to go through and you're going to give player ratings, I mean, Butland, it's a bit hard to obviously rate Jack Butland, given the fact that he didn't have a shot to save. Distribution was decent. There's not a lot you can kind of do there. I thought Tav was poor. I thought Tav was a 4 out of 10. I thought he was very, very poor tonight. Suter and Proper, I'd give both 8 out of 10s. I thought they were excellent tonight. Big Cass, I'd give an 8 out of 10. I thought he was excellent. Baron, 7 out of 10. Dio, I thought was superb tonight. 9 out of 10. Now, before you all come at me, which I know you will, what did Dio do? He looks poor. Oh, Dio needs to be dropped. I think we underestimate what role Dio plays in this team. Now, John Walker, who is an excellent analyst on This Is Ibrox, these are the stats that he presented. 90 minutes that Dio played, 2 chances created, 94% pass completion, 100% dribbling completion, 100% on crossing, 75% on tackling, won 3 out of 4, 67% of ground duels, won 6 out of 9, and won 100% of his aerial duels. If you watch Dio, if you actually sat and watch what he did, he directs play. He controls the game. He's the tempo setter for the whole team. And there was times, when if you actually watched him, he gives the ball first time and he points to where the ball needs to go. He directs the play. He really has a controlling influence on the play. And I thought Dio was very good at that tonight. In terms of my man of the match, I'm going to go for Nadeem Bayrami. I thought he was absolutely excellent tonight. Really, really good. And, really shows that the signing of Bayrami, I think, was a very, very good one. Now, the title of the video, Prophecies Coming True. What are we talking about? Why are we talking about prophecies? What do we mean by prophecies coming true? Right, well, Philippe Clement talked, didn't he? And John Suter kind of backed him up as one of the players that did, that this team would come good October, November time. And, yes, it would take time for the squad to bed in. Yes, it would take time for the squad to come together. Now, obviously, I would love to have seen Hamza Igman tonight. I think he could have made a difference off the bench. But obviously, the visa difficulties, passport difficulties, whatever you want to put it down to. And he didn't obviously manage to travel with the squad. I thought Dessers was just genuinely not great tonight. I mean, in terms of ratings for them, I mean, Cheney had to go 7. I thought that Bayrami was a 9. I thought Lawrence was a 5. I thought Dessers was a 6. I thought Dessers, the misses that Dessers had, I mean, just genuinely shocking. I mean, I thought we saw everything last night as to why you can't rely on Dessers as a striker. Put through, clean on goal, and he smashes it over the top. I mean, not even handsome. It was high, wide, and not very handsome at all. So, yeah, poor, very poor. But overall, you've got to admire the caliber of the performance. And the one thing I would say about Rangers tonight was we just need to be more clinical in front of goal. We just need to be more smart, more savvy in terms of when we create chances, actually taking them and not messing them up. There was an incident where Tom Lawrence, for example, was put through on goal, and rather than shoot, he squares the ball to Dessers, who then obviously misses. So we need to be a bit more savvy in front of goal. But in terms of these prophecies coming true, look, I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to see elements. I'm starting to see a bit of style there. In the first 45 minutes for example, I thought we were very, very good indeed. There was an attacking intent there. There was a direction there. There was a high press. There was a speed of ball play. There was an overall quality to the performance that we really haven't seen in the past, and a real development in the Rangers' style. And I mean, full credit to Philippe Clement for that. I think as well, the substitutions that he made today were all very good. I mean, obviously taking off the players that he did at the right times, bringing on the players that he did, obviously made a difference. McCausland on for Cherney made a difference. Rascan on for Lawrence, again, tightens things up, takes that 10 out, puts a more defensively minded player in there. Just makes it a bit more solid in there to see the game out. Good substitution. Sterling on for Bayrami. Again, a good substitution, a solid substitution, a protect the lead kind of substitution. So I think he got his subs really good, really spot on tonight. And he's been criticised for his in-game management in the past, Philippe Clement, but I thought tonight he got it absolutely spot on. Look, I keep saying tonight, guys, I know you're watching this video on Friday, but I'm recording on Thursday night, so that's why. But I think we're starting to see an element of that progression. We are fast approaching October, guys. It's the 27th of September today, and we are fast approaching the end of the month, and we are fast approaching October, November that was so prophesied by Philippe Clement. And are we starting to see elements of a team that actually look like a real team? Now, look, I think we're still a couple of windows away from being a top team, a team that really does compete in Europe with style, or a team that really does take the SPL by storm. I think we're still a couple of windows away from that, but certainly the development and the move forward we're seeing at this moment in time with the players like Bayrami, like McCausland, like Tierney, like Barron and Dio and Hiefte and Cass and Proper and Suter. We're seeing big strides forward by these guys, real, elements of development there, which is exceptionally promising. So that's all bodes well for the future. And I think, the next thing you've got to consider is the next 3 games are at home. Yes, they're going to be tough because all games are, because teams raise their games when they play us, because we're everybody's cup final. Leon obviously have that extra wealth, that extra dynamism, that extra pulling power that they've got in terms of the amount of money they can offer. I mean, okay, it's not on club size because Rangers dwarf Leon in terms of club size and prestige, but money talks at the end of the day. So 3 home games upcoming, guys: Hibs, Leon, and of course St Johnstone. Yes, there's always an ugly sister, isn't there, out of the 3? That's right, St Johnstone. We'll have Hibs here at the weekend, live on the channel. So please obviously come and join us for that. But, 3 games to really continue this development. And I talked, didn't I, at the start of this month about 4 wins or bust. We're now 3 from 4. We can easily make it 4 from 4 on Sunday and take it on to the next level. And, these next couple of games that we go into against Leon and against St Johnstone as well after the Hibs game. Again, more opportunities to really stretch it. Is this a turning point? Is this an opportunity? Certainly going away and winning our first game in Sweden is a real chance for us to really build on something, to kind of take it as a momentum changer, and something that I hope the players and the management are able to do going forward. Well, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts, your opinions. Is this a prophecy coming true? Is this the beginning of a new revolution at the club? Yes, we're moving forward. Yes, the revolution is not complete. Yes, it's going to take a couple more windows, but are things starting to finally move in the right direction? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you can drop me a sub, brilliant. If you can drop me a like, even better. Well, actually, no, it's not even bad. I'd rather have a sub. Actually, I like both. I'm greedy. And obviously, drop me a comment as well. Thanks for watching. And always remember, please always remember, we are the people.